name's Cheryl and welcome to my channel. In this video I want to walk you through getting started with watercolor for the first time. It can be really exciting and a little challenging when you go to the art supply store. So in this video I'm going to talk about brushes, paint, and paper. So let's get started. I want to start by telling you a little bit about paper. Watercolor papers come in several different kinds. They come cold press and hot press. This is a cold press paper, this Fluid brand. Cold press means it has a little bit of a tooth to it and a little bit of texture on the surface. Hot press is a very smooth paper. I recommend cold press paper if you're just starting out. This is one brand called Fluid brand. It's 140 pounds or 300 GSM, and that's the minimum amount that you'd want for a watercolor paper. So you're going to look for whether it's cold press or hot press, and you're going to look for the weight of the paper. This paper comes in a block, and it's got these little glued in sides, and that means you're just, after you've painted on them, it's glued down so it won't buckle. Will help you keep the paper smooth when the paper's wet. When the paint's all dry, you can just simply lift that off from its moorings with a palette knife or something just to release it from the paper. So this Fluid brand is one brand. Another brand that I really like is Stonehenge. Stonehenge paper, this is a cold press. Now the difference between this paper and this paper, one of the differences is that this is 100% cotton. And I find 100% cotton paper to be a little bit more, it absorbs the paint, and really you can make lots of layers of color with it, and it's really quite beautiful. And this one is too, but you'll have to practice with them and decide which ones are for you and which ones aren't for you, which brands. This one is also it's come to the end of its, I think there's one or two pieces left, and this was also glued down on, I guess, two sides. So I've used quite a bit of that. Another great brand is Arches. This one is a hot press. You'll see that it says hot press here. And this is 100% cotton, and that means this one's another smooth paper. So if you like that, that's a perfectly great brand. This is expensive. It would be considered a professional paper, and that's a block that's glued down on 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and you would need to slip a little palette knife in to release that. But the awesome thing is that it's not going to, buckle. And here's a bigger version of the Fluid watercolor paper too. So it comes in lots of different sizes, and that's the great thing about that one. The one starting out that I really like, and it's affordable and it's very good paper, is this Canson XL watercolor paper. Again, this one's 9 by 12 and it's 140 pound paper, 300 GSM. And this is a really good beginning paper. I love it. I use it all the time. You can get it on Amazon for probably $5, $6. And then the Arches paper, again, comes in pads this way too. Here's that same beautiful paper in the pad that you don't have to worry about releasing it from a block. So this is also available in places like Amazon and Dick Blick or any of your local art supply store. So the next thing are paints. Now paint, I really like Winsor Newton, and Winsor Newton has a couple of different grades of paint. They have the Cotton and Brand, which is probably a student grade, it's a beginner grade, and it comes either in these pre-made palettes, or you can get them in tubes. The great thing about this setup is that all the colors are there for you. You've got the basic colors, and from all of these colors, you can mix every color. You've got a cool and a warm of each color, and some neutral colors that you can create in this mixing well. You can mix all the colors, and it's portable and easy and affordable and easy to take with you if you're on the fly and traveling and wanting to paint. This one I think I've had since college. I won't tell you how long ago that was, But again, this is really affordable. The other thing that's great about this, these are called half pans. When they run out, you can just either get more tube paint or buy another half pan and pop it in there. Okay, so that's that with the pans. And the paints come in these tubes. The thing about the paints in the tubes is that you're going to actually need something to put them in, either a palette or some sort of, like a dinner plate would work, anything to squeeze the paint out on. And I've also put in here a couple of other brands that I think are great, aside from the Winsor Newton. I like the Schmincke and this Daniel Smith, and Holbein makes beautiful watercolors as well. A little more pricey, but really good pigments, and they're vibrant, they're clean, and you're just going to enjoy using them. All right, so that's all I've got for you on paint. And next, I just want to talk about brushes. I'm going to save them the best for last, really, because I think when you're painting, I think the brush is probably, for me, it's one of the most important things. It's all important, but I like a good brush. And these brushes come from Princeton. There are two lines of brushes here. One is called the Neptune series, these light brown, dark brown. And then the red-handled ones are the Heritage brand. Love the Heritage brand. I think this one's a little more expensive. They're all synthetic hairs, and they are wonderful. I recommend starting with a round brush because they're really flexible. You've got lots of, you've got the tip, you've got the ability to flatten it out to make wide strokes. You want to look for a brush that has a little bit of spring to it and has a really nice point. And start with a round brush. So I recommend, now you'll notice if you compared, this is an 8 and this is an 8. And they're a little bit different. This one's got a longer amount of bristles. So from brand to brand and style to style, the numbers mean something different in every brand. So I like a range of brushes between 4 and 10. You have to decide what your best use, what you're going to be working on. The tiniest brushes are great for detail. These bigger brushes are perfect for putting paint on in big areas like washes. The other thing that you're going to need is, I use these little kind of ball jars. You might want to get 2 jars, one for dirty water, one for clean water. Some people like to have 2 jars, one for cool colors and one for warm colors. It's up to you. And the other thing that you will need maybe is some paper towel or a rag. Okay, that's kind of all I have for you today. Please just let me know if you'd like to see anything else on this channel. I'm kind of just getting started, but I'm really excited to share with you the things that I know about making art, both digital and analog, the old-fashioned way. And thanks for watching my video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.